Hello, and welcome to your daily oracle reading for Sunday, October 18th, 2020. I'm Linda the Lightworker. I'm a shamanic practitioner, and I make these daily videos so we can all stay on our purpose-driven path, living one day at a time, doing our best to take the best care of ourselves possible, eat the best food, drink the best water, say nice things to ourselves. So if this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. All the information about me is down below in that dibbly-doo box. lindathelightworker.com is my website, or you could email me directly, lindathelightworker@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. And that subscription button is right down there. So go ahead and hit that. Why not? All right, let's jump into our reading. Today I'm working with the wonderful Gregory Scott Tarot. I gotta fix my lighting. Sorry. I had it already and then the light went out right when I went on. It's Mercury retrograde. This is the Gregory Scott Tarot. There we go. That's better. And I love this deck. It's got so many wonderful things about it. The images are great and the info for it is down below. It's available on Amazon. Okay, our first card, you know, we've had a lot of wands the second half of this week here, and here we have the Four of Wands, and the wands represent not only the fire signs, which are Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius, but they also are all about all that creative energy and all that momentum and creative activity that we go through. And here we have these two who are, I'm just not liking how this is looking, so I'm going to adjust this again. I got a lot of light in here somehow. Surprise, right? I'm a light worker. I should have expected that. There we go. That's a little better. That's better. Okay. Here we have these two who are, it looks like she's in a wedding dress and he's in some dressing. He's got a nice fancy outfit on too. And they're celebrating this embrace. They're having a big kiss. They're celebrating. They're celebrating. Now, the Four of Wands is always, I mean, many tarot readers, it is their absolute favorite in the deck because it's all about happiness and just really being in that moment of celebration, of joy, of bliss, of euphoria. Like these two have no other cares in the world. They're not paying attention to anything else that's happening around them. So the invitation today is to recognize that you might have something to celebrate, and it doesn't have to be a gigantic celebration. This can be excuse me, I gotta take a sip. Okay, sorry about that. This can be as small as celebrating, maybe there is a love in your life and you're just having that deep intimacy where you're able to just celebrate that embrace that you have with each other. Or you may be able to have another sort of celebration that uplifts you. This is about you feeling joyful, you feeling happy, you being in blissful in this moment in time. And that moment, you know, it really is, I think that COVID has definitely taught us about, or is teaching us about going within, being with ourselves or with very close loved ones, and doing our best to stay positive and joyful during difficult situations. And so we're finding this joy in the simplest of things around our home, or by accomplishing something, or by hearing from someone whom we love and we haven't heard from in a while. So really celebrating those little things. It really is about the little things in life. Making a great meal, having a great conversation, doing exercising, something that makes you feel good. So embrace that small celebration, those intimate celebrations, those pure, where you are truly yourself and feel at peace and safe. All right, the second card we have today is the Six of Pentacles. Now here we have this beautiful, strong woman. The pentacles typically representing all the earth signs. Gemini, no, that's not it. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And here we have, looks like that this very wealthy, affluent woman is sharing her wealth. And she is just spreading it around. She's very generous. And the way she's kind of tossing it implies that she is just literally sharing her wealth, of how that's going to be. So here's the question for you is, what is your wealth? Now, sometimes some of you are able to be financially, be able to share your literal financial wealth with others with gifts or donating to charity or to people who are really struggling during this COVID time. I love that idea of bringing back those micro loans. I know they do that over in, not loans, but they should just be grants. Like granting, if you're able to make donations to your church or your food bank or your whatever organization, or to people who who are really struggling. A lot of people are struggling. They don't want to tell you they're struggling. So by just dropping a card in the mail with a gift card to a grocery store or an all-purpose store like Target or Walmart or one of those things, can really help others in a way, and receive your gift in a way that feels so authentic and so loving. And this is about remembering too that when we have wealth, and this can be wealth of knowledge, something that you know how to do, right? Like I give all of these readings, right? This is a gift that by giving these readings, it's my pleasure to share this ability I have with you. When we're able to share our skills with others to help others grow, it helps us to grow as well. Remember that there are wonderful repercussions for those of us who are givers. I know you're all givers out there, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here. This is, I'm not for everybody. We're light workers, yo. Okay, so remember that as we share our wealth, we deepen our wealth. It goes deeper. It helps more and more of others. And it's not just about money. It could be your time, or it could be a skill. That's what I'm really hearing too. And then our final tarot card today is the Ten of Swords. Now, here we have this woman. I love how we got the three girls today. Three women, not girls. Who is relaxed, reposed, reading this book. Now, there are two sides. There's comedy and tragedy, and that doesn't really look like comedy to me. That looks more, doesn't even look really tragic either, right? And we see these swords that are coming up in her back, right? It looks as if these swords are on her back, or we see that reflection. This card is the reminder that there are two sides to every story. And when we're talking about the swords are the air signs, and the air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So when we're dealing with this sort of information, it's about being sensible, being fair, getting all the facts, listening to both sides of the story. It's about comedy and tragedy. Some of the most tragic stories are hilarious. The way we tell them, it's really something at how our stories really build who we are. So I like that she's reading this, because it's as if she is observing this and she's not really embracing it. So that's the interesting thing about this card today. It is keeping your perspective, staying in balance. Ask yourself, is this comedy? Is it tragedy? Maybe this kiss led to a story that you might not want to relive. Remember to view it with a little bit of distance if it's a painful story, to remain objective. That's what I'm trying to say. To not experience it, but to observe it, kind of pull ourselves out of it. And that way our identifiers don't get caught up with the story. Oh, I'm this wound, right? Then you become the wound. If we're able to just witness the wound, then we're able to have a little bit more clarity around it. All right, our final card today comes from the Denise Linn Sacred Traveler's Deck info down below. And here we have the breakthrough. A breakthrough is at hand. I like how these two go together. When I see color stories like this, where it's like these two cards really go together, it's the invitation to view your old story, especially around romance or heartache or love, because of that celebration card that we saw earlier. View it from a different perspective. If you're able to view it as the observer, you're going to be able to have a breakthrough. And insight is eminent. It's going to come through. I really feel you're going to get that information that, really, oh, wow, I never thought that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I never noticed that, whatever. You're going to get some insight. And remember, too, when we're on the leading edge and we're breaking trail, we're doing our own work, it's something we do for ourselves. We got to stay hydrated. This guy's working hard. You don't have to work this hard to break trail. To get to where we are today, you've already broken trail to be here because you have the willingness to look at your life differently. So just remember to keep your perspective. That's what I keep hearing. Keep your perspective, but go ahead and celebrate. And the smaller the moment, the bigger the celebration. All right, my dear, that's our reading for today. If you're one of my new subscribers, thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful to you and how our little community is growing. Let me know how you're doing. Put something down there in the comment box. What are you celebrating? What's your good news today? I want to hear about it. All right, my dear, I love you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.